Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another video. And in today's video, I'm going to call out 5 projects I expect to do really well this week. Now, before we get into those 5, I will review the ones that I called out from last week. This is going to become a Wednesday feature, I kind of feel, on the channel where I call out these projects. You know, this isn't a video where I'm saying, you know, I expect the prices to be higher next week than, you know, they are currently. But it is a video where I expect some price discovery during the week, and I'm going to call out those projects for you today. If you enjoy this sort of content, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. Right, let's get down to the desktop. Okay, so the first one that I called out last week was beefyfinance. Now, this was a 1,392.62 when I called it out last week, and currently sat obviously in profit. It's up 5.16% at the time of recording at 1,525.26. But it went as high as $1,588, which is a 14% increase. So I'm going to give that one a green tick as a great call from last week. Moving on, and we've got Flow. This was currently, well, it was at where is it? It was at $6.15. Obviously, we've had the pullback in the market. Now, it did reach 6.75, which is a 9.5% increase. So again, although it's down from where I called it price wise last week, it did do what I was expecting it to do. We did see that pump. So again, another green tick from me, and you can obviously, you know, go check these out. So, you know, 675.5 on the chart there. So let's move on. The next one was the graph. Now, the graph was at 0.4014. Currently, it's down on that price again, in line with the pullback of the market, but it did reach 43 cent 43, which is an 8% increase from when I called it. Currently ranked 56th by market cap. Again, I expect some, you know, bounce back from the pull down that we had recently. And the next one was vchain. This was the 5th and final one that I called out. It was at 6 cent 55.4, currently at 0.06162, which is higher than it was when I called it, but it did reach 0.07169. So it was a 9% increase from when I called it. So overall, I'm going to count last week as 5 out of 5 for my calls. I think, you know, these were some fantastic profits to be made. Obviously, jump in our Discord and our Patreon. We talk about these things in far more detail there. Links are in the description of the video. But let's move on to the juicy stuff. The reason why you guys tuned in isn't really to sort of discuss anything that you missed last week, although I think it, you know, validates what I'm about to say. You know, you're really here to see, right, what projects does Chris think that's going to do really well this week, right? So let's sort of get into the first one. And the first one is, it isn't that one. It isn't that one. It's Pax Gold. So Pax Gold currently at 1,974.60. Now currently ranked 110th by market cap. I think this one's going to do really well in the short term, the medium and the long term, but ultimately as they've sort of articulated it here, the safest way to own gold, basically it's a digital token backed by physical gold. You need to go do some research on this one. You know, for me, it's stored in a vault. It looks pretty secure, it looks pretty good, but you know, you need to go do your own research. I do think this is you know, a fantastic project with a great opportunity, but do let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Moving on, and you know, BOBA haven't asked us to do this. One thing that happens is I do a lot of research on projects, particularly if we're going to be having them as channel sponsors. And as part of my research, I do think BOBA is going to do really, really well. And obviously, like I say, a channel sponsor, but they haven't asked for me to do this, just to be, clear. This is outside of the agreement of the channel sponsorship. But, I don't want that to get in the way of me calling out a project that I think is going to do really well. So ultimately, it's at $1.43, up 1.19% at the time of recording, ranked 199th. By market cap. We've already seen a bit of a price surge, but ultimately I think this is a good price. I think we're going to see more marketing. I think we're going to see more projects building on BOBA. Obviously, it's an Ethereum 2 layer 2, sorry. It's a hybrid compute, low gas, fast transactions, and it's also secured by Ethereum. I think we're going to see lots of NFT projects and so on building on this one. They've recently had a fantastic Series A fundraising round where they raised $45 million. Again, I think this is a fantastic project that's well worth going to do some research. And Nick and myself always say never to go FOMO in based on what influencers telling you, because they could be paid or endorsed. This is, for clarity, a channel sponsor that hasn't asked me to do this review. It's just actually I really think that this project is going to do really well, and we'll see whether that transpires and I'm right or I'm wrong next week when we review how well it performed. Ultimately, I think this is a fantastic project that is well worth spending the time doing research. Don't FOMO in based on what I'm saying. Go do that due diligence and make sure it resonates with you. But ultimately, I think it'll be time well spent. Do let me know what your thoughts and opinions are in the comments below. Moving on, and we've got EDGEWARE currently at 0.004951, up 3.37% at the time of recording. Now, these numbers here resonate with us quite well. So go do some research on this project. Could be a hidden gem. I don't know just yet. I personally would need to go do more research, but you guys can sort of get the front run on me and start researching this one in more detail. So EDGEWARE is a smart contract chain with a community managed treasury, can't get my words out, a decentralized proposal system and a network of DAOs. It's very, very interesting. I think it's definitely worth taking the time to have a look at this particular project in more detail. Do let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on this one in the comments below. Moving on, we've got CIVI, currently ranked 265th by market cap, up 5.28% at the time of recording at 0.2936. Again, I think this one's going to do really well in the short term. Do let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on it. It is a very unique use case. CIVI Pass is an integrated permissioning tool. Can't get my words out, so I really wanted to get that one right that time. That helps businesses control access to their dApps for crypto native communities, NFT platforms and marketplaces and DAOs. So an interesting project that I think has a very good position in the space. Do let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on it. Definitely one to go spend some time doing some research on. And the fifth and final project that I'm going to call out that I think is going to do really well this week is SingularityNET, ranked 322nd by market cap at 0.1417, down 0.02% at the time of recording. Ultimately, SingularityNET, again, is a unique one in the respect that it's all around AI, artificial intelligence and machine learning. There's actually a group of projects that I really like, SingularityNET, SingularityDAO and NewNet, to name a few. And ultimately, I believe that they're looking to level the playing field when it comes to artificial intelligence and machine learning. You can see here with the global AI marketplace, this is a fantastic way for anyone to create, share and monetize AI services at scale. I think this really will level the playing field. If we have a look here, you've already got some examples, real-time voice cloning. I think it's really interesting. Lots around detect action in videos, face detection, all sorts of different things here, facial recognition. The list goes on and on, language detection. There's just so much going on. Really like this project. The other thing that I will mention is they are going to be porting over to Cardano. I believe that starts on the 18th. So that is AGIX, which is SingularityNET, 𝗕𝗓, which is SingularityDAO, and 𝗬net. So do check those out. Projects that I think are going to do really well. I think Cardano is going to become the blockchain of artificial intelligence and machine learning personally, but do let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on all of these projects. I've given you a real transparent sort of view of the projects that I think are going to do really well this week. I backed it up with the data from the previous week on how well they performed. So I think you need to go away, do your own research on these projects. This should be treated as educational purposes only. You should never FOMO in. You should never invest more than you're willing to lose, because this is a volatile market, and you do run the risk of losing all of your money if you don't navigate this market in a very shrewd and clever way. So I hope this was useful, educational, and informative. If it was, and you enjoyed the content, mash that like button. It really does support the channel. It pushes out the content to like-minded individuals. Nick and myself really do appreciate it. And if you haven't already, subscribe, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.